A production cast vocalist or a guest entertainer? Which would you prefer? Hello everyone, my name is Martina and I am your cruise ship mentor and coach, here to talk today about my preference on being a guest entertainer versus being in the production cast for cruise lines. The difference from a headliner to a production cast vocalist is that in the cast you are on board for 7 months, so you are really creating a life for yourself on board. You get to travel to different ports and sometimes revisit them weekly or monthly, which makes it a really good place for you to make solid memories when traveling the world. As a production cast vocalist, you are also involved in 3 different production shows, 3 of them being major and 1 of them being kind of a minor show in a different venue. But you are doing those shows repeatedly week after week, depending on how long your itinerary is. And you are backed by some incredible dancers. You share the stage with other vocalists as well as aerialists. And production cast shows are more theatrical. They require set pieces or more technical elements rather than a headliner just being up there, not having all of the fancy tricks and smoke and fog and everything like that. But the shows are legit and usually follow a theme. For example, you could have a rock show one night and then the other night have a country show or a variety show. So yes, you do the same shows for all the 7 months, but when you form that relationship with your cast, you really find ways to make it different and make it fun each time. Now, as a production cast goes, you do have guest privileges, which means you are able to go upstairs and eat with the guest, eat in the restaurants, roam around the ship, but you also have crew privileges, which is super, I think, more exciting because you get to be below deck, if you've seen that show. You get to go to crew bar, you get to interact with other crew members. So I think overall being in the production cast is an experience that everyone should try out if you're looking to break into the industry. You either love it or you hate it. I know a lot of production cast vocalists that I have spoken to and mentored have told me that production cast life is lonely for them and they don't like being confined in those walls. But I believe that any experience you have is what you make it. So if you surround yourself with people and be open to meeting new people from different cultures, it really can be the best time of your life. So again, usually for production cast, you are in rehearsals for 6 weeks and then you are usually on average on board for 7 months, ranging 6 to 8 months actually. And you really start to develop those relationships, not just with the people, like I said, but with the ports. Because you are there longer, you get to explore more ports, you get to know the locals. Now, on the flip side, you have headliners. And headliners are independent contractors, so they're not salaried employees for the cruise line. They fly in, they do their show, and then they fly home. Usually headliner gigs range from 5 to 10 days, with some exceptions of there being residencies on board certain ships. But as a headliner, it is just you on stage, you and the band or you with your tracks. It's completely different than having a full team behind you supporting you. You are considered a guest for certain cruise lines, and you do have guest privileges, but you do not have crew privileges. Being on board for a very short period of time is really nice because you don't miss birthdays, you don't miss holidays, you go, you do your job, and you fly home. So headlining is more for people who are ready to transition their life to stay and be on land while still holding on to the cruise ship industry in some way. And that is a perk because as you are living on board for 7 months, it can get quite sad when you miss those special moments in life. So that's why a lot of people choose the headliner life over the production cast. But I will tell you that it is not all glitter and roses. Being a headliner is hard. Not only is the travel super taxing, but because you're on board for a very short period of time, you really don't get to settle in. And if you are someone who likes routine, you will definitely have that disrupted if you become a headliner. Especially because sometimes gigs pop up out of nowhere and you're either available or you're not. And if you are available, it's highly encouraged to snag those gigs. I have been both a production cast vocalist and a headliner, and I will say that I prefer the production cast because I really created a sense of community and a lot of great memories when I was with my cast and different crew members. I found myself getting kind of lonely as a headliner, just being there 5 days. That was probably the max that I've ever done. I think I did a couple crossings, but for the most part, my gigs were on average 5 days long. When you think about it, you're really only actively on board for 3 days. Because the first day is embarkation day, you're just getting settled with everything and trying to get accustomed to your schedule and when you're gonna perform. You have your show day where you are all day focused on preparing for your show, warm up, tech rehearsal. And then by that time, you only have 3 days to go out and about and explore. So it can be kind of challenging to really establish those relationships when you are on board for just a short period of time. But of course, if you are booked constantly, you will make those connections, and it's actually really cool to meet people that you've met in the past years or past gigs on new ships that you are being sent to. So yes, I think being a contractor as a headliner has many perks, but if I were to choose, I would say take the initial step in being in the production cast just to have that experience. Both sides of the industry are not easy, but they are different. And you will only know which you like better if you try. Once again, my name is Martina and I am your cruise ship mentor. Make sure you follow my SKOOL community where you can ask any questions you have about the cruise ship industry and I can answer them in one place. Thank you so much, friends, and happy creating.